20 Memorable Quotes Film Road to Perdition, 2002. Road to Perdition. In Road to Perdition, Tom Hanks plays a hitman who finds his heart. Michael Sullivan, Hanks, is the right-hand man of crime. Boss John Rooney, Paul Newman. But when Sullivan's son accidentally witnesses one of his hits, he must choose between his crime family and his real one. The movie has a slow pace, largely because director Sam Mendes, American Beauty, seems to be in love with the gorgeous period locations. Hanks gives a deceptively battened-down performance at first, only opening up toward the very end of the film, making his character's personal transformation all the more convincing. Newman turns in a masterful piece of work, revealing Rooney's advancing age but at the same time, his terrifying power. Jude Law is also a standout, playing a hitman photographer with chilling creepiness. This movie requires a little patience, but the beautiful cinematography and moving ending make it well worth the wait. Ali Davis, Michael Sullivan Jr., so when do I get my share of the money? Michael Sullivan, well, how much do you want? Michael Sullivan Jr., $200. Michael Sullivan, okay, deal. Michael Sullivan Jr., could I have had more? Michael Sullivan, you'll never know. Michael Sullivan Jr., I saw then that my father's only fear was that his son would follow the same road. And that was the last time I ever held a gun. People always thought I grew up on a farm. And I guess, in a way, I did. But I lived a lifetime before that, in those 6 weeks on the road in the winter of 1931. When people ask me if Michael Sullivan was a good man, or if there was just no good in him at all, I always give the same answer. I just tell them, he was my father. Michael Sullivan, he murdered Annie and Peter. John Rooney, there are only murderers in this room. Michael, open your eyes. This is the life we chose, the life we lead. And there is only one guarantee: none of us will see heaven. Michael Sullivan, Michael, could John Rooney then do everything that you can to see that that happens? Michael Sullivan, Sr., and quote, you rule this town as God rules the earth, and quote. Michael Sullivan Jr., and quote, so when do I get my share of the money, and quote. John Rooney, and quote, loyalty. Loyalty above all else, except honor, and quote. Frank Nitti, and quote. None of us will see heaven, and quote. Harlan Maguire, and quote. I shoot the dead, I shoot the living, it's all the same to me, and quote. Michael Sullivan Sr., and quote. You think I want to kill my best friend? I can't do it, and quote. Michael Sullivan Sr., and quote. I can't fight you. You're my father, and quote. John Rooney, and quote. A man with a gun means business, and quote. Michael Sullivan Sr., and quote. We are all murderers, and quote. Michael Sullivan Jr. Narration, and quote. When people ask me if Michael Sullivan was a good man, or if there was no good in him at all, I always give the same answer. I just tell them, he was my father, and quote. There are only murderers in this room, and quote. John Rooney. 2. And quote. A man of honor always pays his debts, and keeps his word, and quote. John Rooney. 3. And quote. Michael could, and quote. Michael Sullivan Sr. 4. And quote. This is the life we chose, the life we lead. And there is only one guarantee: none of Us will see heaven. Unquote. John Rooney. 5. Unquote. He murdered Annie and Peter. Unquote. Michael Sullivan Sr. 6. Unquote. Michael Jr. So when do I get my share of the money? Michael Sullivan Sr. Well, how much do you want? Michael Sullivan Jr. $200. Unquote. Exchange between Michael Sullivan Sr. and Michael Sullivan Jr. 7. Unquote. Leave. I'm begging you. It's the only way. Unquote. John Rooney to Michael Sullivan Sr. 8. Unquote. You think it's my fault this happened? Unquote. Michael Sullivan Jr. 9. Unquote. Stop it, Michael. It was not your fault. None of this is your fault. Unquote. Michael Sullivan Sr. 10. Unquote. I'd like to work for you. Unquote. Michael Sullivan Sr. to Frank Nitti.